A beef because it doesn't matter what part of the cow you use as long as it's a grade A cow. It's grade A beef.
Are you telling me that we're eating lips, hooves, and arschlock?
Yes. And probably the same with chickens. It's probably trotters and beaks in this friggin' monstrosity of a damn pizza. Like, why? Why do you need to fusion things? Fusion is something that should have died in the early 2000s. Oh, we've got American barbecue and Asian-infused flavours. Go off, put some barbecue sauce on it. Leave the thing alone. If I want Chinese, I'll go down to Mr. Lowe's down the street and I'll get myself the $12 lunch special. If I want barbecue meat, I'll go and get a bit of that grade A cow meat and put some barbecue sauce on it. Don't put them together. It doesn't go together. It's like oil and water.
Are you putting barbecue sauce on the Chinese as well?
No, not unless they ask nicely, I guess.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
Look, I want to continue that, but a different story. Speaking of grade A meat, the biological half-brother of champion racehorse mare Winx was apparently killed in South Korea after a career in racing turned into meat and possibly eaten.
What?
Yeah.
Our Winx? Well, our Winx's brother.
Probably
Squints is probably his name.
The biological half-brother of Winx. There's some data that's been uncovered by Guardian Australia, which has revealed that the male horse, which is Beryl Zhong, who shared a father with Winx, was killed for the purpose of being turned into meat. Now,
This is an outrage.
This is an outrage. This is an outrage. I thought that horses were only eaten. It's a solid desk. I thought that there was only one province in Italy that ate horse.
No, South Korea eats horse.
They eat horse too.
And dog.
And dog.
France.
So they eat France as well.
No, the French eat horse. Some
Do they
French.
really?
Yeah, didn't you remember that whole Aldi thing where they were selling the mints and it turned out to be horses and it came from the continent and
No.
a couple of years ago?
No.
The horse meat scandal, the horse pies. So Asda is the equivalent of Aldi in the UK. Same thing. It's just called Asda instead of Aldi for some reason. I don't know why. And they had these like shepherd's pie, like frozen things next to the Parmigiana pizzas.
And it was horse.
And it turned out it was horse meat. It was like 100% beef. And then it turned out...
Is it called beef, though, when it comes from a horse?
Well, the dudes that were making it, like that Asda had contracted to make these pies and stuff...
Right.
Got a good deal, sweet deal, mate, of a bloke at the pub that had all these horse carcasses that fell off the back of a truck. And it was cheaper than beef. So let's put one and one together. And we have now 100% horse beef pies because it was cheaper to make. And it came out. And...
Can you
the
actually...
shit hit the fan, let me tell you.
It's about to hit the fan now.
They closed the gate after the horse had been minced.
I can't believe... Hang on a minute. Horse?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I've been to Korea. I may have eaten horse.
Would you have eaten it, though, if you'd known? Did they really tell you to go, here comes some other dumb Western foreigner?
No, well, the place we stayed at had this massive Korean banquet, and there was a few unnamed meats.
Now, mind you, you only stayed there one night.
That's right, but it was this huge Korean banquet, and it was like all the locals came as well, and, you know, it was 10...
Is this part of the hotel?
Yeah, it was like the restaurant part of the hotel. It was a...
So these are actors that have turned up. These are actors
Apparently,
go...
We're going to get this silly round eye, and he's going to eat some horse. Yeah.
This silly round eye to eat some bloody horse meat.
But there was...
Did you have dog?
Well, again, I don't know. There was a couple of mystery meats in the selection, and there was traditional Korean stew.
And you walked away from it?
No, I ate everything that was out there.
You did?
Yeah, well...
You know how like dogs like to play fetch?
Yeah.
So did it come back on you later on?
I did repeat a little bit, yeah.
These horses, Winx and Beryl Zhong, were sired by the same stallion, which is an Irish horse called Street Cry, which to me just sounds like a crime that usually happens to prostitutes. But anyway, the horse was older than Winx, born in 2006, shipped out to South... They've actually written South Korea here, but it's South Korea, which was intended to be used as a racehorse. Now, Winx was foaled 3 years later, back in 2011, and went on to win an incredible streak of 33 races.
Yes.
Which we need to applaud there.
Our Winx.
Our Winx.
Our Winx.
And, of course, you know that you've made it when Australia Post makes a set of stamps honouring the whole
Which
Winx
is quite funny that the company that has got some of the slowest times in the world have the fastest horse in the world on their stamps.
Mate, you've got
Q Australia Post.
Now, listen, a horse trainer told news.com.au that two horses are not considered related in horse racing terminology and would only be considered true siblings if they came from the same dam, which is the female horse, for those of you playing on at home.
The filly.
The filly. So, no, not the filly.
No, the filly's, I don't know, it's a horse with boobs.
So anyway, in 2010, this other horse was marked to be killed with the translation of the stud book showing changes of the horse's usage from racing to meat, grimly detailing that the horse would be subject to processing of bulk meat. Now,
It's an outrage.
It is an outrage. Wouldn't have Winx, for example, just gone, I'm going to dedicate this race to the memory of my late older brother or something like that. Like, you know how artists...
Well, the best thing he should have done is 1 by 4 and 20 lengths.
Shit. I'm never going to eat a pie at the AFL again.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I probably will. As long as it's full of Hawthorn supporters.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
All right, let's move away from food for a moment, shall we, Benny?
Not even food.
Well, some parts of the world it's food. Anyway, let's move away from food and back into the tech verse, shall we?
Ah, yes. Now, is there any news this week about your Lord and Saviour, Elon Musk?
Not a great deal. He's been a bit quiet ever since his announcement of, your Uber's going to do its own thing. Well, not your Uber, your Tesla's going to be the new Uber when you buy a Tesla anyway, but all hail Lord Musk. Speaking of the other, sort of lesser gods of the tech world, Apple have had their conference. They have an annual conference when they release their new computers.
Is this the developer conference?
Yeah, the developer conference. So they release new computers, software updates, and all sorts of cool stuff. It's not the iPhone reveal. That always happens in September.
Yes.
But this is the rest. So the red-headed stepchildren of the Apple world get released around this time every year. So we finally got a brand new Mac Pro. Now, when we say Pro, we mean like full-on.
The desktop version.
Yeah, but the Pro version. So aimed at like, wetter studios and movie production.
So this is not cheap. Like, setup, this thing fully costs something near $50,000.
Correct.
Jesus.
Yeah, so if you want it with all the bells and whistles and every possible fandangled thing, 50 grand American.
But what's it do, though?
Well, you remember, like, Jurassic Park, and when it first came out and they had the dinosaurs and everyone went, my God, it looks so real.
Yeah.
And they had a warehouse full of computers doing it.
Yes.
This Mac could do it, like, while it was still turned off.
Well done.
Exactly, but that's what it's for. It's a professional editing, creating suite. You don't play games on it. Like, it'd probably game like.
So why don't they just say, hey, production houses, we're going to build a computer for you? Why do they have to come out and go and then stroke,
yeah,
in front of everybody?
Because you can buy the cut down version for only $5,999 in America. So
hang on. So what's the difference between $5,999 and $50,000 US?
Oh, heap of shit.
Is it all software or is it all...
No, it's hardware related. So you get a lot less... I'm not going to go into it. I'll bore everyone listening to us, but...
Who's going to buy...
Well, it's like the difference between buying the Commodore...
64?
No, Commodore car...
The Holden Commodore.
Like the V6.
Right.
And the V8 supercar.
The GTSR or something.
Oh, yeah, something like that. So... the GTSR is the $50,000 version of the computer. And
the HSV version.
And you see that and you go, shit, that's awesome. I really want one. I love it. But as you're a pleb, all you can afford is the V6 Commodore.
Like we are.
Exactly. So this is basically where they're going. They're going, look at this mad computer, can do absolutely everything. Here's its little brother. Only $6,000, pretty cheap. Does lots of cool stuff. But you're going to need some screens for it, aren't you, Benny? Now, Apple's...
To use any computer, you need a screen. Yeah. That's just...
Apple's always been ahead of the curve with screens. I'll give them that. So when the iMac Professional, when they went from the coloured Macs to the beige, the thin Macs with the big screens on them,
yeah.
They were like bigger than high def. So they were like 2K, 3K monitors even back then in the day.
But they weren't big though.
No, they weren't big. Well, it's 21, 22 inches, which is small these days, but back then was pretty huge. So their monitors have always been pretty fancy with really high displays and really vivid colours and blah, blah, blah. So the monitors to go with these new Mac Pros, Benny, right? 5K.
Wow.
Yep.
Haven't we got 8K TVs now though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so this is just it's not meant to be used as a TV.
No, it's not meant to be used as a TV. It's meant to be used so you can see every detail on a video you're editing or whatever. 5K, beautiful colours, fancy goddamn monitor. It's about 30 inches, so it's huge. You can see.
Basically, if you're a fanboy, it's a pants splodge.
Yeah, and if you're a professional, then it's a decent monitor. So you can buy the monitor. How much do you reckon that is to go with your $7,000 cut-down HSV computer?
What? Hang on. It doesn't come with?
No.
4?
Yeah, about that.
About 4?
Yeah, it depends on how high resolution you want it, but they start at about $2,000 American all the way up to 4.
Computer monitor.
Yeah, but this is where I'm a little pissed. And Apple are just taking the piss now. They're going to see how far they can actually go. So, this monitor doesn't have a stand.
Big pun.
It doesn't have a stand.
So what, you just get one of the generic stands to...
Well, no, you can't do that.
Bolt it. What?
It doesn't have the normal VESA mount, which is the generic monitor and TV stand on the back.
They really like to themselves out of some money, don't they?
They do, but you can buy yourself a stand and you can buy yourself an adapter so you can put it on a $20 monitor stand or off the broken TV that the kids have routed the week before, right, by throwing a Wiimote through it or something. Let's talk price for a piece of plastic that's
a stand.
Well, let's start with the adapter, shall we? Because this is great. It's a piece.
So this is the adapter you're talking about that can plug it into every other normal adapter. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Right.
So it's a piece of plastic. It's got 4 screw holes that fit on the Mac.
In a square.
But it's a special formation that only fits on the back of the Macintosh monitor. And then it's got on the other side the normal 4 square holes that you screw your stand into.
Yep.
It's not even aluminium, it's plastic.
Plastic.
Nice shiny plastic, though.
Okay.
All right.
How much?
$649 American.
Sucker what?
$649 American.
For an adapter?
Yeah.
You've got to be kidding.
Nah. All right. You think that's bad? Let's go for the stand. Now,
$649 US.
Yeah.
Tim Cook.
Taking a piss now.
I hope he goes to jail.
How about the
someone
stand?
With a broken broom handle.
The stand, though, Benny. This is where it's a piece of aluminium and plastic, like any other TV or monitor stand you've ever seen, except it's the Apple white with silver on it, right?
Yeah, and with the logo.
No,
there's no logo.
No, it has got an ergonomic, elongated hole in the bottom for the cords to gracefully go drape through.
Yeah.
How much? Come on. Give me a hit. Hit me.
A stand.
A monitor stand.
I'm looking at the picture of it right now.
Isn't it fancy?
Well, it looks like every other bloody monitor stand there, but I'm going to say, how much did you say for the other one? The adapter.
$650 for an adapter.
$650.
Yep.
And that's Apple official.
Yeah.
1,000.
Ding, 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 ding. This stand is $1,000. American, mind you. So when it gets to Australia, with the Australia tax, it's going to be $1,500. Now, you know what you can buy with that? I'm going to play theatre of the mind here. I have a brand new iPhone XS.
I do.
You can buy one of them for the cost of a piece of metal to hold a monitor off your desk.
Now, look at this picture.
I know, it looks like a cheese grater,
It looks like a cheese grater, and the computer looks like a cheese grater. Is it just a jerk off to Apple, like, let's make the most unbelievably beautiful looking computer?
Yes. It's now about aesthetics. It's
Why,
got nothing to do with what's in it.
But why, though? Because, like, obviously when I'm sitting in a computer, and I'm sitting in a computer right now, we're recording this podcast into a computer, okay? What I'm looking for mainly is ease of use with the keyboard, the mouse, and what I can see on the monitor. I don't give a shit about what the monitor looks like from the rear. I don't care. I don't care what the computer looks like, because the computer that's recording this podcast is actually under the desk. It's under the broadcast desk.
Yes, it is.
I don't give a shit. As long as it works, who am I to give a f***? Seriously, who am I to give a shit?
Tim Cook will slap your bitch ass down.
No, Tim Cook can suck
you don't just have a computer. You have a work of wanky art in your studio space that only has white walls and a man's hat full of perfume with an apple floating in it.
Tim Cook can off.
Loose talk, even looser opinions.
This is the best show on earth.
This is The Burble.
An American special education teacher is in hot water, and rightfully, for mocking a 5th grader with autism by giving him a trophy which says on the actual trophy, Bailey Preparatory Academy 2018-19, most annoying male.
What now? You can't do that shit. What the f***?
He's a special education teacher, and he gave this to a student.
Oh, dude, no.
Now, the father who, when the Bizarre Award was handed to his 11-year-old son, who, by the way, is non-verbal. He can't talk.
Yep, he doesn't speak.
Doesn't speak, 11 years old. There was a luncheon at the Bailey Preparatory Academy in Gary, Indiana, where the Jacksons came from. This is